What's good, beautiful people? It's your girl Tay. I'm here yet again with another update video. Back in my sanctuary, I guess you could say. But anyways, you guys, definitely make sure you smash that like button, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already, plus push your post notification bell button so that way anytime I upload a video, you will be notified. So got a couple of things that I wanted to talk to you guys about today. Some things that I thought would be pretty significant, especially if you are self-employed, an independent contractor, or anything like that. So it says that self-employed and gig workers could get a bigger loan under the new PPP rules. Now, generally, I don't usually talk about anything that has to do with PPP or EIDL. You know, those are basically loans that you can get for small businesses. I think the EIDL was actually giving out grants last year when they first came out with this program. I first extended the rules of the program. You could get a grant of up to $10,000, which means you didn't have to pay it back. But what I thought was significant this time around, because I know a lot of people have drifted towards anything that they can do, basically a side hustle. So this is for those of you who have a side hustle going on, whether you're doing hair, you're braiding hair here and there, you're doing nails in your basement, pedicures, it doesn't matter. If you are selling skincare products from your kitchen, whatever it is that you're doing, going out there doing Uber Eats, whatever it is, as long as you have some documentation to back that up, meaning if you have done this, and I'm going to tell you guys, I suggest that if you don't already have some type of side hustle, it doesn't matter what it is, even if it's you're selling antiquities that you find at the 99-cent store, you know, whatever that is, claim a little bit of that on your taxes every year. Now, you will have to pay self-employment taxes on it if you are an independent contractor or if you're self-employed, if you're claiming any type of self-employed income. And it does help if you have children, dependents, to help balance out the cost of that. However, I think it's significant for these periods where situations like this happens and maybe you don't have a regular W-2 job, then you can carry or what's the word? You can claim your self-employment income on your taxes and still receive a tax refund. And it also helps to establish a paper trail, right? So, I mean, for me, when I started out, I would just braid hair here and there. And so maybe I would only claim $2,000 a year with the rest of my W-2 income. And then now, since I'm slowly but surely trying to transition into becoming a full-time self-employed worker, you know, now I've established a paper trail, which means that when I go to file my taxes and when I do put any type of self-employed income that's not from a company like Uber Eats or DoorDash or anything like that, because they'll give you a 1099, then I can it makes it easier for them to pass my refund with all these new rules and provisions that they're putting in when you are doing your taxes as of now, especially as a self-employed worker. They generally, mainly for the state, I didn't have any issues last year with the federal, but for the state, if you're filing any type of Uber Eats or DoorDash income, even though you have documentation, if it's your first time, they are most likely going to withhold your refund until you send them documentation to prove that that is in fact where your income is coming from. So just a little bit of information on that. Another thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about, but you know, while my mind is still going right now, when it comes to taxes, I've seen a lot of people who are feeling pretty anxious about receiving their 2020 tax return, who have filed claiming the earned income tax credit and the earned income credit from both state and federal. So what you can do, generally the state taxes always file first. Usually your state taxes always filed first. If they don't require any type of verifications, ID verifications, or any verifications from your children, then you won't have a problem, especially if it's all W-2 or anything that's coming that can be verified, that 9 times out of 10 they already have the information for. However, for those of you who are trying to figure out a way to track your income tax refund, I wanted to give you guys a way that I have been using for a long time. Now, quick disclaimer, on the IRS website, it will say that this method does not provide any factual evidence, and that you should not use this information when trying to research when your refund will be available. However, other research and evidence suggests that using this method does in fact help you to kind of narrow down when you can receive or when you will be receiving your refund if you are expected to receive one. So the method I'm talking about is basically going online and researching your IRS transcripts. Now, there are 4 different transcripts on the IRS website, and you have to be careful when you're signing up for this platform, because if you it is a not a rigorous, but it is a there is a ID verification system in place there. So if you don't pay attention to the questions that they are asking you, and if you put the information in wrong, it will lock you out of the system and you won't be able to access your transcripts other than by trying to get a hold of a human being when you call the IRS to see if they can send you one by mail. And 9 times out of 10, by the time you actually get that transcript, you probably will have already received your refund. Okay. So another thing I wanted to note is the Where's My Refund? There is some information on the IRS website that is actually stating that the Where's My Refund portion is not working, meaning it's a possibility that you still may be in receive status and haven't moved to refund approved status, but your refund could actually be approved and you may even actually receive your refund before that Where's My Refund bar actually updates. Okay, so just wanted to let you guys know that it is on the website. It says that it only pertains to the IRS To Go app, which is the app that you can download to do the same thing to track your refund. However, on the website it's not working. So the method that I was telling you guys about, let me get back to that, is your transcripts. If you go online and sign up to get your transcript online, there are 4 different transcripts. Once you get past the ID verification, you get into the system. There are 4 different transcripts that you can get. There's a wage, one that says wage and something transcript. There's another one that says record of return. And the one you want to pay attention to is your account transcript. So on your account transcript, if you go in your account transcript, there's going to be a lot of codes at the bottom. If you look at it now, for most people, it will have a code 846. 846 will tell you the money that you're expected to receive. So right now, my account transcript only shows the amount of money that I received for stimulus payments. So if you look at it and you go, hey, that's what I got for stimulus, that's what it is. You want to wait until all 4 of your transcripts are available. Most people right now only have 2 transcripts available. You want to wait. Once your return transcript is available, then generally your account transcript should update. You go back onto your account transcript and you should be able to look up code 846. And if you filed your taxes, it should have an amount. If you don't owe any taxes, if you don't owe any child support or anything, if you're expected to get your full refund back, then that code 846 should give you a date, an expected payout date in which you can receive or should receive your return. So I just wanted to give you guys that information. There are other platforms and blogs and chat systems that I also monitor around this time. There's one in particular. Let me look it up for you guys. I think it's called I Got My Refund. Yeah, I Got My Refund. So if you type in I Got My Refund, it's called the Tax Refund Grapevine. You go on there. It's not anything official. It's basically just a platform where people who have filed their taxes literally just go on there and put information in. Like, okay, I filed my taxes on February 12th, but it was accepted to February 13th. My status on Where's My Refund says this, blah, 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 blah. And then maybe they'll come back an hour and say, hey, my information updated. So good luck to you guys, something like that. But it's basically a platform where people just get together and share information about their individual circumstances and they respond back and forth, kind of to give people an idea of when the system is updating or how it's updating, or if they're working on people with earned income tax credit, kind of that thing. But you guys check it out. All right. Now, getting back to the important news. I know I just gave you guys a whole mouthful, but I had to get all of that off of my head because I was thinking about it all last night. And I know this is stuff that I do around this time. I'm antsy and I'm checking every day. So it says the Biden administration on Monday changed how the Small Business Administration Paycheck Protection Program calculates forgivable loans for the smallest firms and sole proprietors. Okay, but there is a catch. The updated formula, which will likely lead to larger loan amounts for non-employer firms, including sole proprietors and independent contractors, doesn't go into effect until the first week of March. So that's why I wanted to say this information for you guys. I've known about this all week, but it doesn't go into effect until next week. So if you haven't already filed for your PPP, wait until next week, okay? While the SBA has given some information on how the formula for loans will change, it has yet to communicate the specifics of how to calculate loans under the new rules to lenders. That means that business owners looking to apply in the 2-week priority window for the smallest businesses with fewer than 20 employees, that starts today, may want to hold off to ensure their application are subject to the most updated rules, okay? Loans that are submitted prior to the official rule changes are subject to the rules in effect at the time of the application. All right. So that's again why you guys, if you haven't applied, but you're thinking about it, for those of you who have your little side hustles and all that, wait until next week. All right. To ensure that sole proprietors receive the benefit of the changes, it's recommended that lenders not submit their application into the system until the SBA's written guidance is issued, according to the administration. Just a few days could make the difference between a loan that keeps sole proprietors afloat for one that doesn't really go too far. For firms with employees, maximum PPP loans are 2.5 times average monthly payroll costs per the SBA. As a stand-in for payroll costs for solo workers, the SBA use net profit information for tax returns, even though payroll and profit are different measures. Okay, so I definitely think this is good information, you guys. I actually filed for a loan, a PPP loan. I didn't get a lot, of course, because I am a sole proprietor. It was a very small loan, but that's what I want. I really don't want them to give me $10,000, $15,000, because you have to think long term how and when you're going to be able to pay that back. So for me, it was just a matter of me getting a little small something to help me move along so that I can carry on my household, if that makes any sense. So, I mean, you guys have to make the choices based off of your individual circumstances. But for me, it just wasn't a good idea long term. Okay, so again, wait until next week. I'm going to be following that story to see if any more information posts as to when it has become available so that you guys can get on there and file for that. All right. Next bit of information, which is actually not too recent, as of February 24th, it says Mayor London Breed announces a $500 stimulus for low-wage workers and family. The city will provide a supplemental rapid cash payment of $250 to nearly 4,000 low-income families who already received the WFC in 2020. Hold on. So this is in San Francisco. It says Mayor London and the San Francisco Human Services Agency today announced, which is not today, February 24th, a $1.9 million in financial support initiatives that will provide up to $500 cash assistance this tax filing season to San Francisco working families struggling to make ends meet as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. Additionally, free tax assistance centers are open now at dozens of San Francisco neighborhood locations to answer questions and help filers get more money back when they apply for local, state, and federal credits. Okay. The 2021 San Francisco Working Families Credit, that's the WFC, offers low and moderate income households with children a local tax credit of up to $250 to help cover day-to-day expenses such as utilities, rent, food, and childcare. In addition to this opportunity to apply for WFC this year, 4,000 households who were recipients of the WFC in 2020 will receive an additional rapid cash stimulus payment of $250. Now, I definitely think that is great. New this year, the California Earned Income Tax Credit, the CAL-EITC, and the WFC are available to taxpayers filing with an individual taxpayer identification number. So that ITIN number, providing expanded assistance to San Francisco's undocumented and mixed status immigrants households who pay taxes but do not have a social security number. So they're doing it pretty good. I mean, again, with all of this money that they have just lying around, I don't know if they've had this money available beforehand, but I just feel like there are so many programs that they should be invested in that have been in limbo for a while. But I'll talk about that in another video. But I definitely think this is good news, especially for those who live in the city of San Francisco. Okay. In addition to that, it says the WFC, the Workers Families with Children, offers low and moderate income families up to $250 in cash back. When combined with state and federal tax credits, the WFC can help families receive up to $9,600 in tax credits. San Francisco created the WFC in 2005 and is one of the few cities in the country to offer a local tax credit. So I think everybody should adopt that. We all need an additional tax credit. I know they're trying to do these additional tax credit as of now, but they're still trying to figure out if that's going to be temporary or if it's going to be permanent. And again, you guys, I'm just not really feeling the whole idea of having my tax refund benefits splattered out across the whole year. I would rather receive it in one lump sum at the beginning of the year. Okay. But that's just me. Now, for the last but not least, as always, I'm going to go ahead and check the United States Department of Agriculture just to see if anything has changed when it comes to pandemic EBT. and give you guys the names as of this morning that are still currently approved. Okay, so we have Alaska. So this is for pandemic EBT for school year 2020-2021. As of right now, we have Alaska, Arizona, Connecticut, Delaware, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, New Mexico, North Carolina, Ohio, Puerto Rico, Rhode Island, South Carolina, Tennessee, Vermont, Washington, West Virginia, and Wisconsin. If you guys are looking for the updated information as it pertains to the payout dates for the new states, check out my video from yesterday. And now for the states that have been approved for emergency allotments for the month of March. Still the same. I have California, DC, Hawaii, New Jersey, and Wisconsin. However, I did receive information from a viewer that says that Texas has been approved and it is on their website. So for those of you who are in Texas, a fellow Texan has stated that the emergency allotment for March has been approved and it is on the state website. So I suggest you guys look it up. I haven't had a chance to verify myself. But on that note, you guys, I'm going to get out of here because I have literally said a whole mouthful and a majority of that was off the top of my dome. Okay, so I'm going to get out of here and start my day. Remember to live, love, elevate. I will definitely see you guys tomorrow in another video with a lot of other great updates. Peace.